Hello, and thank you once again for joining me. This is Bug Powder Dust with another World of Tanks gameplay video. So today's video is going to be about the E-75, and before we continue, I just want to apologise for not being around too much in November and releasing videos. I was actually away on holiday, or lucky enough to be on holiday for a few weeks in November, hence the lack of videos. But I'm back, and I thought I'd concentrate on the E-75, which you see in front of you. E-75, German heavy. Has been introduced in patch 6.6, and for those of you who weren't aware, it came out at the same time as the Tiger P and the other members of the E series German tanks, the E50 and the E100, as well as the 4502P. So it's been around for some time. E-75 is, I think, it's fair to say, it's a well-loved tank. Its transmission used to be in the rear of the tank, and in a controversial move, Wargaming moved it to the front, just below the just behind the lower front plate of the E-75, which is sort of down here. It was controversial because a lot of people thought this was a really bad move. This is the weak spot of the E-75 where everybody shoots if they want to penetrate it, and putting the transmission there meant that you were potentially putting it in line for more engine fires and transmission issues. But to be honest, in my experience, maybe I've been lucky, I've not had too many extra issues with it. Of course, your mileage may vary. So enough about that. Let's take a quick look at the stats if you're not familiar with the E-75 tank. Tier 9 heavy, as I said. 1920 hit points, which is really, I think most of the stats on this tank are kind of middle of the road, which is what you've come to expect with German tanks. They're not too fast, they're not too slow. They haven't got too much armour, but they haven't got the least. You know, their guns don't hit the hardest, but they aren't the weakest, not the most accurate, etc., etc. So this tank kind of displays that. It is very heavy. It's almost, I think, is it heavier than the Löwe? No, it's just slightly less weight than the Löwe, which is a heavy tank. Certainly moves a lot quicker than the Löwe, which is a fairly slow tank, to be fair. The only real downside with this tank, in my opinion, is the traverse speed, which is incredibly slow. So really, when you're turning the tank, if it's judicious to do so, you need to turn the hull at the same time to try and make up for that loss of traverse speed. It's not unusual to get, if you're one-on-one with a medium, you're going to lose. The side armour is 120, as is the rear. The front is 160. So the armour is okay, but due to that slow traverse speed, mediums, if they know your traverse speed is bad, are going to get around the sides and the back and pretty much crucify you. What most medium drivers do to sort of KV1s, if they know that the KV1 traverse speed is poor. Turret armour, 252 on the front. I mean, look at that. It's reasonably well sloped. You're not going to get through the turret. You can aim for the commander hatch, which is a fairly common thread. If you're being face hugged by an E-75, you probably want to aim at the commander cupola there. 160 on the sides and the rear, which is pretty decent. The angling on this tank is also not bad. It can be quite bouncy under the right circumstances. Certainly angling is your best friend, because this weak spot, as I mentioned earlier, this lower front plate, is pretty massive. Nobody really misses it, to be honest. So you know, you really want to make sure you're angled at all times, kind of this sort of angle, and try and bounce those shots. It is a bouncy tank, but you've got to get the angling right. In fact, you rely on it. If you can, hide your front plate completely if possible, and just go hull down basically. Let's take a quick look at the gun. Gun is very nice, 246 penetration, or as is now quite common, if you want to use gold, gold for silver, gold ammo, sorry, for silver, 311 penetration, and you're doing 490 damage. It's actually really nice in a German tank to finally be outputting some monster damage, because German tankers, pretty much up to this point, they suffer from kind of middling damage. I mean, you know, for instance, the Tier 6 KV1S puts out approximately an average of 400 damage, whereas the Tier 6 VK3601 does about 220. So it's really nice to be outputting some decent damage for once at 490. Gun's reasonably accurate, .38. It's not a sniper, but it can perform in that role. Aiming time is a little bit on the slow side, but you know, it's a heavy tank. One thing this tank does do is attract a lot of artillery. This is, I find in most games that I play, if there's artillery, I'm getting damaged by the artillery more than the other tanks. So to that end, I've actually fitted a spall liner on this. Better than nothing, every little helps really. Gun rammer obviously, and vents to improve the crew skills all over, and of course the usual bits and pieces. I pack gold ammo, just a few shots, don't tend to use it, penetration tends to be enough, and I know more or less most of the weak spots on most tanks. I'll probably use it if I came up against the Mouse or E-100, I guess. So that is a little bit about the E-75, enough of my chat. I'm going to show you a couple of replays now, in which the second one I'm going to show you, I got the Radley Walters medal. That was quite a tense game, very tense in fact. But let's crack on with the first one, which is also very enjoyable. Okay, here we go. So the map is Mines. It's a tier 9 game. I'm in a platoon with Morpheus in the American M103 Heavy, tier 9, and Evilfish in another E-75 like myself. We decide to push right up the side here, try and get quickly into the sort of town area. I tell them on TeamSpeak I'm going to kind of push far right and flank up to the top, because when you're at the foot of those cliffs, getting sniped at from just north of the town is a bit of a pain in the neck, to be honest. So I push up, and we try and go for the hill at the same time, and it looks like nobody's gone for the island side of things, which is usually a bad sign. So fingers crossed really on this. Normally I go for the island because I like it over there, but we start on the wrong side, and so we go over here. So I'm pushing up, not come across anything yet, but we see some enemies getting lit up there, and I get spotted, so I just take cover momentarily. They got quite a lot of RT, and I do get twitchy, as I mentioned earlier in E-75, where artillery is concerned. So the T-29 bounces off me, I get a good above average hit on him, 570 odd damage, so that's a good start. Tuck in while I'm reloading, just to avoid any RT or return fire. Decide to move position slightly, just in case anybody's preempting where I'm going to pop up. On the other side of the map we've lost our ISU 152 already. Really try and take the opportunity to hit that IS-8 here. He's a tier 9 tank, and I'm looking at his side, so it's a very good opportunity for me to get some good damage. Sadly, that was never going to go through, and bounces off. Again, I'm spotted, push up to the buildings, try and take advantage of them. Move up a bit, as the enemy seems to be moving back slightly, so I need to advance my position. I see a Tiger 2 aiming at me. I need to help my guys out on the left here, so I'll leave the Tiger 2 and see what I can do over here. I bounce a shot, punch a hole in the T-150. By me being over here and the other guys over there, we've actually hit them from two different angles, and they've got no choice really but to keep falling back. Another above average hit on the IS-8, which is very nice. At this point we're trying to focus fire on the IS-8, but it's always easier planning these things than it's actually carrying them out. Bounce another shot. Not sure who that was from. Smacked the T-150 anyway. And again, they're forcing back quite a lot further. However, I notice that we're losing the left-hand side, not surprisingly, because we had nobody covering the island. So I'm taking stock of the situation. We've got probably enough tanks here for now. But then I see on the mini-map, there's a little French light scout tank pushing through, who could cause us quite some severe problems, so he needs to be dealt with. Fortunately, luck was with me. Managed to pop him, and I'd made the decision to go back. But unfortunately at this point we lost Morph. I hadn't realised it at this point, and I thought the two of them were still alive. I think it's told on TeamSpeak Morph is down, but I need to go back because we got nothing now defending our base. So hightail it back. E-75 can move quite quickly when it needs to. Still fairly even game, could go either way. Now I know there's going to be some tanks popping up here, so I kind of wait. Don't overcommit myself. There we go. KV-4, very tough tanks from the front. So I won't miss a shot from the side. Set him on fire. He's down. They know I'm here now. E-75. There we go. So hopefully he'll just pop out. Aim for his lower front plate. Don't do any damage, unfortunately. So I angle myself for his return fire. And my track eats his shot. Great. So now it's my turn. He's not moving back. So another shot lower front plate. And it bounces. Very frustrating. So I'm going to move up now, try and close the gap here so I can get more accurate shots on. He hits me, does above average damage to me, which is unfortunate. I'm now reloaded. And 434 damage. So I'm now going to push up, try and get the rock between me and him. He shoots and bounces. Again, my angling was half decent. The ball is once again in my court. I'll be reloading before he does. And he sees me pushing up and backs up. Another shot to his lower front plate. And I get in to avoid his return fire. Angle myself as fast as I can. He shoots and bounces. And my shot hits. Unfortunately, he's a full health IS-3 now, and that's going to cause me serious problems because smartly he's going around the back. So I eat a shot from him while I'm being distracted, and I finish him off. But at this point we're capping, and the game's pretty much over now. I just wanted to include that just to show you the importance of angling, really, because E-75 and E-75 could have gone either way, but my angling saved me from a few shots there. And the victory screen shows that you can actually earn a decent amount of money in the E-75. So as you can see on the screen, came top in experience, which is always very nice. And I was very surprised to see that I actually made 40-something thousand credits, which, to be honest, is fairly unusual in this tank because the E-75 is an expensive beast to repair. So yeah, I was very pleased with that. Okay, on to the next game. So we're back on Malinovka once again, everyone's favourite map. And I'm in a platoon with Morpheus. Get a pretty lucky long-range shot there against the scout, and keep moving for the love of God. I'm not spotted, but I'm with a lot of other tanks who might have been spotted, and artillery's rife on this map. Get a good long-range shot there, displaying that the gun can actually be accurate sometimes. And carry on pushing on up the hill. Morpheus is in his M103. And I see a Tiger II. Now you'll notice that the Tiger II has 1500 hit points. This means that he has the stock turret, which only has 100mm of frontal armour. So it's very easy to penetrate, even at distance. So take full advantage of that. Keep moving. Artillery is only a click away. I'm quite keen to kill the Tiger II because he can hit the sides of any people that want to come up the hill. And he needs to be taken down. He's still a threat, even if he hasn't got the best gun. So turning my attention up to the top of the hill now, I see that we could be in trouble up here. Due to the not so great depression of the gun, I can't bring it down enough to bear on any of the targets. I don't want to expose my front plate because going uphill, it's the first thing everyone's going to see and the first thing everyone's going to shoot. So I'm telling Morph to come back down the hill, let them expose themselves, and we can take advantage of the two tanks at the bottom of the hill taking fire at them. And this is why I wanted that Tiger II taken out. He has now a shot on both of us, but Morpheus takes him down. He clearly has the same idea. We're backing down the hill, forcing the tanks at the top to expose themselves, hopefully to our artillery. I'll take a kind of a chance shot at the IS-3's turret, which didn't go through. So artillery is doing a little bit there. And then you can see there's their tank destroyer making full use of the wreck of one of our tanks. And I get hit from the side, 294 damage. I assume it's the ELC AMX. It's about the right amount of damage for that tank. But I've got other fish to fry, which I do quite nicely there, I think. So keep on backing down, taking use of the little gully that I'm now in to kind of try and shield me from the little scout tank. Take a good bead. Good hit on the IS-3. I'm acutely aware that the AMX can hit me again, but I can only show my side to one lot of tanks, and I'd rather show it to him than the tanks at the top of the hill. There we go. And I get hit again by the AMX, again about 252 damage, so I'm pretty sure it is that tank that's firing at me. You must think all his Christmases have come at once. Just me and Morpher in the little depression here, waiting for our spotting to wear off, hopefully, trying to keep moving if we can. We see an E-50, a rather brave E-50, rushing across. I think he's taking an opportunity to try and finish off Morph, which sadly he does. They're going for the ram, exposing his side to me when I finish him. But sadly, it's not time to save Morph, and as I come around, I get smacked by artillery. So I take stock, and I really don't know what I should be doing here now. Should I go north around the town, or go south and kind of concentrate our heavies down there and unify our forces? I'll take the decision to go north, mainly because I don't think there's anything much left there. I'm just going to speed this up a bit now, just for the purposes of viewer boredom. And as I come over the top here, we spot another Tiger 2. This is not the one I was shooting at earlier. You'll notice this one has 1600 hit points and he's at full health. Nevertheless, get an opportunity shot into his side, but he's no slouch and he's taken out one of our 2 artillery. And he's now taken out both of our artillery. They were spotted by the ELC. So I put another shot into his side and he gets finished off by our Lorraine. So that's one more heavy tank down. I decide to keep moving now, again, mindful of Artie. Yeah, as you can see, not mindful enough. Another hit from Artie. That was quite a big one. A huge 656 damage. Nevertheless, track's back up. My repair skills aren't too bad, so hopefully now I should be unspotted. That's the main thing. And again, save a bit of time. I'm just going to speed through this bit. As I track through the countryside, let's try and do a little bit of spotting of the cap circle, make sure nothing's there. And as I pull up to this spot here, I get lit up, which is always a good indication that, there we go, there's the artillery that's been bugging me, and he's not watching his scope. Yeah, I couldn't quite believe that. Hit, and no damage. Right, okay. Must have been his spaced armour, eh? Nevertheless, keep moving, back and forth. Take another shot. There we go. Oh, and there's the other one. Who gets cloaked up again, so quickly move backwards and forwards, try and throw them off. Need to take this. I think the Hummel can possibly kill me in one shot, but he misses. So this is my opportunity now. And he's gone. No mistakes that time. I now see on my mini-map the T-29 that I hadn't noticed while I was concentrating on the artillery. Now I could ignore him. It seems that he hasn't connected, but I really could do without T-29 at my back if he suddenly connects and joins the game. So I really do have to go up the slope and finish him off. This is not for my EP, believe me. If he wasn't behind me, I'd probably leave him. He clearly hasn't connected, as you can see from the top right hand corner. Yeah, I think I was being a bit of a noob then. I don't think I left enough clearance. So I'm going to speed that up. There's nothing exciting about watching me kill a tank that's not connected. Okay, there we go. Right, back down the hill and let's finish this. So we have me and a King Tiger versus their Pershing. King Tiger's been calling for help a couple of times, so I don't really know what his situation is. Frankly, depending on how good the Pershing driver is, I would probably expect the Pershing to win that. but again, it depends on the surroundings. If he has a building to hug, it stops the Pershing from driving around it completely. Who knows? So I'm going to push up, and yeah, there we go. So the King Tiger's down. I was pushing up on the assumption that the King Tiger was going to lose, and I take position. So the Pershing has a couple of options now. I'm hoping that he's going to drive straight for the cap, or straight over the field, and I should be able to spot him. So I'll park myself in a bush and wait. And I don't have to wait too long. There he is, rushing across the far side. Probably a smart move, I think, on behalf of the Pershing. Take a chancy shot and bounce off him. More's the pity. Move up to the rock, take advantage of the cover. The Pershing has mentioned in chat that he's using heat ammo. Whether that's just a ploy, it could be a little bit of psychological warfare, I don't know. But with health as low as mine, I can't really take any chances. But I'm angling my tank and he does bounce a shot off me. Unfortunately, he doesn't get lit up, so I can't return the favour. And I now am caught between this. Is he going to come from the left or is it the right? I really don't know. So I'm trying to cover all the bases. Although the traverse speed of the turret is slow, the actual turning speed of the tracks is actually quite nice. So where is he? Where's he going to come from? Oh, there he is. He gets a shot on the move, hits me in the side, and I fluff a return shot, which again is a shame. There's 2 shots now I've missed. Angling my tank as I back up, he bounces off my front. God. I get tracked, but I put a shot into his side. However, this is the worst thing that could happen to me now. I'm down to very low hit points. He can get behind me. I repair, but he bounces off me. Unbelievably, he bounces off me. So I back up, keeping my front towards him as we both reload. I back up so I don't have to turn my turret too far left or right. Very tense ending to that game. As you can see, won an absolute buttload of credits. Got the Radley Walters medal for killing 8+. I think the Radley Walters is a sort of replacement for the Bolter's medal, although the kill requirements are slightly higher. Bolter's medal was 7, but Bolter's medal was taken away, like the Whitman's medal before it. Who knows why? You can guess, but draw your own conclusions. Anyway, so lots of money, lots of credits, a couple of medals, Master Ace tanker as well, which is very nice. And moving to the detail screen, you can see how expensive this tank can be to run. I mean, I spent 31,000 purely on ammunition and repair. So yeah, although I earned 92, it left me with 57, which isn't bad, to be honest. But if you lose in this tank and your tank gets destroyed, which most likely it will if you lose, it can be a very, very expensive tank to run. I think potentially more expensive than the American, Russian and French tanks of the same tier. I suspect German repair costs are higher. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll be sure to see you next time. Take care. Bye.